Andy Dalton.
He is not
Remember
going
him?
to play.
Yeah, he's not playing.
Got his cast removed, but he is not playing this week, so it will be the A.J. McCarron show.
Better or worse for the Cincinnati Bengals?
That's such a stupid question.
Wait,
because,
what?
No, I actually think it's better. I genuinely do. And I think that's silly, but the
You
narrative...
are a crazy person.
I know nobody would doubt you on that. We all know I'm a crazy person. But the narrative is no longer, will Andy Dalton implode? Now it's like that narrative, I haven't heard that this week.
From
They're
a
going to have
distraction?
Yeah, from a distraction standpoint, from a nervous standpoint. Now it's just, let's control the clock. We're at home. There's no D-Will probably. There's no Le'Veon Bell. And I think
Martavis Bryant's been a little bit shaky.
Yeah, so
to say the least.
well,
Yeah.
he was only on the field like 17 snaps.
That
game.
qualifies as shaky for me. I mean, benched
Oh, it was
the
illness.
week before. He was benched sometime. There were issues this past week.
He was wink, wink.
Yeah, he was as ill as Tom Coughlin's resignation.
Oh, all right.
Hey,
What else?
hey,
we got?
Martavis, you got a cold. What are you talking about?
I
All
feel
right.
great, Coach.
So Tyrod Taylor seems like he'll be the quarterback. Next year seems like a prove-it year for Rex Ryan, Buffalo Bills GM, and then Tyrod Taylor. So Taylor is going to be given the opportunity. So dynasty implications is why we mention that.
Yep.
And I think it's worth mentioning because it's ridiculous. I don't think Tyrod Taylor needs a chance to prove it. I think Tyrod Taylor has proven that he can be a good quarterback in the league.
That's what a lot of people's opinion is,
so
that he's proven it.
I think it's a silly thing. Silly.
Okay. DeAngelo Williams, we mentioned it. Outside chance, small one to play in the game. I don't think he'll play.
He's still in a boot today. He's not going to play in
So
this game.
playoff challenge-wise, probably not a good.
I had him in. I took him out.
There you go. In the shocker, I mean, is there some sort of button I can push to show you how shocked I was?
Oh, you're talking about Chuck Pagano?
I mean, Chuck Pagano, 4-year extension, Ryan Grigson, 3-year extension. He had 1 year left. Essentially, they're now tied together for 4 more years of entertainment.
4 more years.
4 more years. They are also going to be featured in a sitcom for the next 4 years.
The Odd Couple.
Yeah, The Odd Couple.
I think keeping Pagano was actually a decent move on their part. He's had a good record, but keeping their GM is a joke. He's made one good pick in the last several years, and that was Andrew.
Yeah, but
Luck.
what about that T-Rich trade?
Oh, that's true. He did get T-Rich for a 1.
It's just kind of, it was a surprise. I will say, I believed that Sean Payton would stay where he's staying, and that was the news that broke today. He's staying in New Orleans, and it looks like, Chuck Pagano, he has the opportunity to have a big bounce back. Very similar situation to Jason Garrett in Dallas, where next year I predict both teams to win their divisions next year. I don't have any issues saying that. I think both teams will win their division when they get their quarterbacks back in place. Hopefully Gregson will focus on the defense a little bit, and they'll be
Or
okay.
the offensive line.
Yeah.
Correct. Weaknesses. Focus on weaknesses.
Man,
Not another wide receiver.
If they draft a wide receiver in the first round,
Hey, he's got a 3-year contract locked up.
that would be just the best.
In very exciting news for me as a Phillip Rivers fan and that offense, if there are rumors that Ken Whisenhunt will end up back in San Diego as the offensive coordinator. He's already worked very well there with Phillip Rivers, and him and Mike McCoy being there, I think that just means really good things. You talk about, on the last show, Jason, you said change. Sometimes we overestimate or underestimate situations. If this change happens, at least we have a little bit of a track record with Whisenhunt as an offensive coordinator. He seems much more equipped to be play calling and focusing on the quarterback and the offense than he does to be a head coach.
Yeah, it's not a question of what's it going to be. It's just look back. You already knew what it was going to be. Kind of like when DeAngelo Williams came in relief of Le'Veon Bell. It wasn't how's he going to perform. We already knew. We had already seen it once.
Exactly. So a few more bits of news before we get to the footies. We've got Marshawn Lynch. Do you guys think he plays?
I think he does.
He plays, and he's in my playoff
I
challenge.
think he plays.
He is in your playoff challenge.
He is my guy.
Jeremy Maclin returned to practice on Wednesday. He should be good to go. What else do we have? We have Sean Payton remaining there,
Yep.
which is great for – I think that means Brees is going to be there, and they're going to be – they flashed this year if they can just fix the defense a little bit.
If that's a big if, my friend.
I know, but there were games. I mean, they had a decent back half of the year.
Well, they made a strong fix in getting rid of their defensive coordinator halfway through the year. That helped.
And then
kind of, yeah.
Big news.
This is the last piece of big news.
Calvin Johnson. Rumors that he may retire, confirmed by him that he's contemplating retirement. We talked about it a little bit right before we went on the air here. Mike thought maybe it's a little bit of a leverage ploy, which I think you could be right.
Because the
what's his situation?
So his cap number is humongous. It's over $20 million. It's something that the team cannot absorb. I mean, you have to make moves to improve the team, and investing that kind of a salary hit for Calvin Johnson is just not a wise thing for your team as a whole. But to me, this is Calvin Johnson saying, go ahead, ask me to take a pay cut because you already have my answer. And the answer is no.
The answer is farewell.
Yeah. And
if you cut me, essentially.
If you ask for a pay cut.
Yeah. So if you want me to take less money, either I'm saying I'm not going to play because he will do it, or it becomes a really bad look for your organization. You have a superstar, elite wide receiver who still has some time left, who's got to be loved. I mean, I'm not up in Detroit, so I don't know the Calvin Johnson love. I imagine it's very similar to Larry Fitzgerald here, and the public scrutiny of your organization, of feeling like you forced Calvin Johnson into retirement, would not be a good look for your fan base.
I just asked you last show about Matthew Stafford next year, and one of the things you said was, if Calvin's back, I like his situation with Jim Bob Cooter, 6-2 back half of the year, really good touchdown to interception ratio. Calvin now is up in the air.
Yeah.
And if he really is considering retirement, a lot of these guys, I'm surprised they do it right at the end of the year. We know he's just been through another beat-up, injury-plagued year, 3 in a row, where he's kind of been, he's worn down. He is worn down. He's 31, I believe, or will be.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's not ancient. He can come out and be great. We've seen that in certain games this year, but it's no longer the Calvin Johnson that gives you 15 consecutive huge performances. It's okay, a couple big games, and then, oh no, is he going to be a decoy for a couple games?
Calvin Johnson is 30, but he will turn 31 in September.
All right.